And welcome back to another episode, Lipstick, of the Daily Dish with Candice Cooper. What's going on, you guys? Holy cow. Actually, let's do a little lint roll. I don't know. For me, I learned from the ladies on the train at Canal Street in New York City, they would always take out their little mini roller and lint roll their clothes, and I just always appreciated that. I was like, you know what? That does make the biggest difference. So if you haven't, this is your, reminder. If you haven't gotten any lint rollers in your life, get some fucking lint rollers. Can we just shout out these adorable cups that I got in 2014 at Starbucks? I love them. Funny story about those cups, actually. I just moved out of Brooklyn and I was living with my grandparents for a little bit. And just don't move back in with your family. Okay, it's never a good idea. So I moved back in with them and immediately realized, oh no, this is not gonna work for me. So I start manifesting. This is crazy. I remember it was probably the Gemini new moon in 2014. I had written in my notebook, I want to find an apartment that's big and sunny and all of these prerequisites, right? Well, I go on to Craigslist and I see this ad for this apartment in Montclair. And I'm like, no way. This is too good to be true. Either I'm going to go there and get absolutely murdered, or this is actually like a real thing. So I go to this apartment, and I remember I was dating a guy who was living in Morristown at the time. So I think I was at his house that morning. I go to see the apartment in Montclair, and it's these two guys. And I'm like, this is too good to be true. The apartment was old, right? It was an older building, but it was gorgeous. And it was the top floor, gorgeous views of Manhattan. My bedroom had these gorgeous Manhattan views over the treetops in Montclair. So every morning I would get up and I would look out my window and I would be like, fuck, I have to commute all the way to Manhattan to go to work now, which is what I did because I was working in New York City at the time. So I get this apartment. And Montclair, if you haven't been to Montclair, New Jersey, it is the cutest town. They definitely shoot a lot of movies there. It's very idyllic. The houses are gorgeous. The grounds of the homes are beautiful. The main street is beautiful. Glenridge Ave, it's gorgeous. So I get this apartment. I have these two guy roommates, and I'm coming from living from Brooklyn, married, Brooklyn, my grandparents' house, now to this apartment in Montclair. I ended up being there for probably roughly a year. Weird thing though, I was talking to my roommate and he was mentioning these guys from Blairstown. I was like, oh, I know a couple guys from Blairstown. It was the guy that I was dating. It was his friends. So long story short, my new roommate knew my boyfriend, or like the guy I was dating, all of his friends, and had grown up with them. So I wrote in my journal for the 2014 new moon in Gemini that I wanted to manifest this apartment. and I go on Craigslist on a whim. I buy these cups, and I said, I'm going to drink out of these cups in my next apartment. I answer a random ad on Craigslist. I go see the apartment. It's everything I had written down in my journal. And then my new roommate, grew up with the guy that I'm dating, his friends, that he met while out motorcycling around New Jersey, and like went into this bar restaurant and ended up talking to this guy who then became his very good friend. What the fuck is life? Now, I met that guy because I had left Brooklyn. I was like, I got a divorce. My friend passed away, and I was so sick of the city, I had to get out. So I was like, screw it. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go live with my grandparents for a little bit and see where it goes. So I go and I live with my grandparents, and I could only work in New York State because it takes 3 years for your license to transfer from New York to New Jersey for you to like appeal it and, you know, whatever. So I was living in New Jersey with my grandparents, but then I was like, I cannot work in Manhattan anymore. I'm going to actually lose my mind. So, which I ended up going and working in Manhattan. Anyway, it was my birthday of this might have been just January of 2015. And I was working at this weird little salon in upstate New York. And I was like, it was so fucking weird. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out to Nyack and take myself out to a bar, a little Irish pub, for a Guinness. So I'm sitting at the bar by myself in Nyack in January, freezing. And I end up meeting this guy. He walks in, and you know when you like, when somebody walks in and you immediately, you're like, oh, we have a little connection. I personally, anytime I would look in that guy's eyes, I knew him in a different life. Doesn't mean that we're meant to be together in this life, but our souls had known each other before. He really wanted a girl who was gonna settle down and stay in New Jersey, not me. So we lock eyes at the bar, and we had a Guinness, we're hanging out, and he was with his friend, and his friend lived in Nyack, and he was like, do you want to come have like a nightcap at his house, whatever. So I go over, we have the best time, dance party in this old kitchen. It was like an old Victorian house in Nyack. It was close, like we took a little walk and we could see the Hudson River, and it was freezing because it was January, so like snow on the ground. Very romantic. And me and this guy have this crazy romantic dance party in the kitchen. And then, you know, I leave, I go home, and he and I ended up dating for probably like a year and a half. What are the odds that I write in my journal, that I buy these cups, that I write in my journal, that I answer a random Craigslist ad for an apartment, and then my new roommate ends up being his friend's childhood friend? Like, what is life? What is life? I don't know. It's so crazy to me. So that's the story of this little cup here. It has a lot of significance. Oh no. Okay, we don't want that. Let's jump in to today's topics. Okay, who else is a huge Jeff Lewis fan, listener? Me. You know what? I feel like I listen to every single show. Takes me 2 hours is a lot, so I listen half hour here, half hour there. and then I wrap it up. But I feel like he is so funny. Is he getting daddy dementia? Is he tired? Is he, I don't know, is 2 hours too long for Jeff Lewis 5 days a week? It might be. Then he has to go and do all of his other stuff. So I don't know. But on the latest episode of Jeff Lewis Live, Hot Mess Express, his daughter called 911. Her and her little friends, they were on a field trip and they were in a hotel room alone. This is crazy. They're 9 years old in a hotel room alone, unsupervised. And the fact that Gage was like, oh, well, if I had enough money to pay for nannies and this and that. Okay, well, look, don't have kids if you can't afford them. Very, very simple. And I'm pretty sure Jeff gives Gage a lot of money. You're telling me Gage can't figure out a way to get a nanny a few days a week? He only has Monroe, you know what I mean? Like every other week. And Jeff pays for everything. Jeff would probably be like, I'll pay for that too. So Gage leaves Monroe and her little friends alone in a hotel room on their field trip. And the girls get together and they call 911. And not only do they call 911, but they say somebody's hurt. The ambulance came, the police came, and Jeff is like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to discipline Monroe? Look, me and my little friend Jillian, when we were in kindergarten, called 911 and we just hung up. We were 5. We were really, really little. I'm pretty sure this was like kindergarten. We were very small. So it was the 80s. Nobody really gave a shit, right? But it's a big deal now to have all of that come in and, you know, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Will they discipline her? I don't know. But I definitely feel like this is a pretty important moment for her to learn there are major boundaries. And she said she got it from her grandma. So Jeff's stepmom. I don't know. Who wouldn't want to grow up with 2 rich gay dads? That sounds like a fucking awesome time. Jeff everyone spoils her. She has everything. Like, she would have Monroe, if Monroe had my mom. Oh my God. Linda, the most evil witch in New Milford. Like, she would not, no, Monroe would not be getting jewelry. All of her presents would be intercepted. Like, she does not realize how good she has it living with Jeff, a rich gay dad. Like, who the fuck doesn't want that? Okay? LaKendra Tooks is so funny. How does LaKendra make her money? No shade. Do whatever you gotta do. But she's an only child. So I wonder if her parents just like pay all of her bills. She's funny though. She reminds me of Sonia Morgan a little bit. She's like, I want a daytime Emmy. I want to do yoga training. I want to go get my hair license and work at Chaz Dean. So kooky, funny. I love her. I also love Nikki Paris on the show. He is so cute. I just love his voice. I love him. I love Nikki. I love Shane. I love Joey Zauzig. I love Carrie Lewis. I do. I even love Mercedes Javid. Where has Jamie Kennedy been? I don't know. But I will say this, it has been a funny few weeks at Jeff Lewis Live. Shane is giving like little digs back at Jeff. It's just, I think to myself, Jeff is really going to have to pay Shane so much money to keep him happy. Shane does everything for Jeff. And I think that's why they're now investing in real estate together, because Jeff is like, I need Shane. I cannot exist on this earth without Shane. Am I right? I love Jeff Lewis. He's going to have Shayna Mokler on this week. And see, Jeff, Shayna does OF, but you still love her. Okay? You do have a soul. And you just were talking about people being midnight ballerinas and how they should do it. I'm like 5 seconds away. 5 seconds away. I don't even care at this point. Can I get a good paying lunch shift? I'll be there 12 to 3. So I do want to say, like, what is going on with him and Ty? I don't like the way Ty looks. I don't think Ty is handsome at all. But it does make sense that Jeff ripped into Jameson for dating Frank, because Jeff also likes a chocolate king. So I think that Jeff was jealous of Jameson dating Frank. And I also think that Jeff is in love with Zach Noe Towers. And I think the only reason Jeff won't be with Zach is because Zach is very non-monogamous. And at the end of the day, I think that Jeff does want monogamy. But him and Zach, he just loves Zach. He loves him. And I think he probably has a little crush on Zoe Zauzik too. So, I don't know. But what is going on with Jeff and Ty? And what is going to happen with Monroe? She's probably going to get in trouble for this. On to Next Gen NYC. Ariana Biermann has broken up with her longtime boyfriend. His dad owns the chicken place. And kid loves jewelry. Now, here's what I think. Ariana. I am the original My Mom Stole My Money. The Coogan kids were the original My Mom Stole My Money. But I was the follow-up to My Mom Stole My Money. So I don't think Ariana Biermann is very close with her family at all. I don't really see her posting with her sister. She called out her mom for getting her freckles lasered off, and she wants them back. So now she has to put them on every day. And her mom stole all of her money. So and now she broke up with her boyfriend. I think that the boyfriend comes from a good family, a wealthy family, like a really wealthy family, not just like a reality TV doing a few posts on Instagram wealthy. No, like they make good decisions. I think that his family said to him, you cannot be with this girl anymore. She is going to financially drain you. And if she doesn't, her mother is going to. So I think that we are watching in real time the drama with Ariana Biermann and her mom, Kim Zolciak, and her sister. And I mean, who knows about the little kids? You know, who knows where they're going to fall in all of this. I feel like those little kids are probably going to end up being closer to either Kim's parents or Croy's family eventually. I feel like they have more Midwestern genes than they do Kim Zolciak genes. We'll see how that plays out. But honestly, in terms of Ariana Biermann, I really feel like her family, her boyfriend's family, said, you got to cut it off with her because she's going to financially drain you. And if she doesn't, her mom is going to. And I think that that is going to be the thing that unravels the drama between Ariana and her mother and her sister. I could just smell drama between all of them. It's going to play out on Next Gen NYC. And I'm here for it. We all want to see it. It sucks. Like, this is real life, right? And it sucks that Ariana has to go through this, but we're going to watch it. We're going to tune in. It's like watching a car crash. You literally cannot look away. As soon as I saw Ariana post that, I thought to myself, her boyfriend's family said, you got to break up with her. And we're going to see why. We're going to see it all play out over the next, year or so. It's so dramatic. I mean, Kim is a user. No matter how you slice it, Kim Zolciak is a user. She is a freeloader. If any, people love to say the term grifter. Kim Zolciak is a fucking grifter. She offers nothing to the world, and it's like, it sucks, Kim, but looks do fade eventually. If I were her, I would start backpedaling a little and maybe go become like, open up, like, I don't know, become certified in Botox or something, if that, because that seems to be her world. So if you're a nurse, hopefully she didn't let her license lapse, then go become certified and work at a med spa and work 4 days a week, take care of your kids, do what you got to do. When I think about what is she doing? Where do I like to spend my money? Vitamins, organic food, organic facials, good water. Kim is buying Gucci, Louis, Prada. Who cares about any of that stuff anyway? At the end of the day, all of these things, they deteriorate and they turn to dust. So who the fuck cares? And she's selling her kids down the river for material goods. Kim, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like her, Ariana, and what's the other one's name? Gabrielle? Ariel? They're all going to end up in a condo together, doing TikTok lives. So they better get their shit together. Ariana, you have a good head on your shoulders. You could do something with your life. Okay, you're smart. But I really do think her boyfriend broke up with her because his family said, knock it off with her. She's going nowhere fast. She might go somewhere, but I think that he's going to have to constantly foot the bill for Kim Zolciak's poor financial choices. Crazy. Well, Kevin Federline, did he write a book? There was an excerpt on TikTok, and I was like, there's no way he fucking wrote that. Like, there's no way that's Kevin Federline's voice. He was saying that Britney was standing in the doorway of their kids' rooms with a knife. What happened to Britney? What happened to you? This should be a cautionary tale. Who cares about Hollywood at this point? You end up like Amanda Bynes, Corey Haim, Britney Spears. The list goes on and on. You couldn't pay me $1 trillion to be an actor or a musician or an entertainer in Hollywood ever again. No way. Look at everybody. They look crazy. Mandy Moore's new face. What's his name? Bradley Cooper looks insane. You guys, stop with the bluffs. Stop it. I was saying the other day, like, I have hoodie lids and whatever. Who fucking cares? Who cares? But these stars are coming out looking insane. Not in a good way. So anyway, Kevin Federline is talking about how, he fears for his sons having to wake up one day and hear the worst news about their mother. Well, it's coming. I don't agree. I don't know what happened to Britney. The trauma. The trauma. Who wants that life? Not me. Not me. No, not for all the Spanish-style stucco mansions in Montecito. I don't want it. No, I'll live in a one-bedroom apartment. I don't care. So, yeah, he's saying, Kevin Federline is saying, it's just a matter of time before everyone gets the bad news. Britney is no longer with us. I'm surprised that this woman has lived this long. You know, I'm surprised. I really am. I don't give her, how old is she? She's maybe like 44. I give her to 50. I give her to 50. And I just, honestly, I just think that the Sam Lufty, was that the guy who she married? I think that was a lie. Or he was like her handler. But, sorry, who? Hollywood, you are not making a good case for yourself. Nobody wants that life anymore. Absolutely no one. Alec Baldwin crashed his car. Now, I said it yesterday. This guy's got TJ Maxx bags down to his nipples as eyes, under his eyes. They're just like dangling. He's like a little pound puppy. Talking about lower bleph. If anyone needs the lower bleph, I will give the okay for Alec Baldwin to get the lower bleph. He needs it. And I wonder why he hasn't done it yet. Like, they're so egregious on his face. And now Mandy Moore looks like a skeleton. She didn't need it. Alec Baldwin does need it. So I watched the video of him talking about the car accident. Look, I was an actor for 20 years of my life. And I worked in Manhattan and LA for 20 years of my life. He is lying. He is a liar. He knows the pauses, the look away, the self-deprecation, the praising of his wife. It's a script that he follows. So far he's, and the woman on set, that poor woman, he's got 92 fucking kids with Hillary, and she just got voted off Dancing with the Stars. You know, she's a Capricorn sister. I'm a Capricorn sister. She makes it so hard for me to stand up for her. Like, I literally cannot. You said you didn't know the word cucumber. You're from Boston, Hillary. So she gets bullied, she said, off of Dancing with the Stars. Alec is with his brother Steven, who does not look well. Father to Haley Baldwin Bieber. They get into an accident. They were, you know, at some film festival in Connecticut, whatever, or the Hamptons, I think. And he says this whole spiel of, this is how I knew he's full of shit. He's like, there was a giant garbage truck, and it was so gigantic. It looked like it was, he's lying. He's saying so much bullshit. The truck was big. It looks like it's a construction garbage truck, yada, yada, all this bullshit. And then he's like, I'm okay. I'm okay. We don't care. We don't care. We also don't believe you. So Alec gets out of everything scot-free. No DUI test, no breathalyzer, no nothing. And I just would say, go watch 30 Rock and listen for the Easter egg clues on who Alec is friends with. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I think he's full of shit. And I think that you should go watch 30 Rock again. And then tell me who Alec is friends with and why he always gets out of trouble. I know, crazy. Okay, so far that's what we got going on. Those are our topics for today. Yeah, and I'm just gonna leave. We're back. And I'm just gonna say this as our parting goodbyes for today, for today's episode of The Daily Dish with Candice Cooper. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. You know, people, you should feel so flattered if people, you know that you show up every day, you do an amazing job, you work hard, you're on your game, you're together, and you're trying to find opportunities, and people are not returning your phone call. Your views are stuck in 200-300 jail. You have no friends, but you know that you live a clean life. You are a good person. You have your priorities straight. When you are living your highest good life, people are not necessarily, like, they are going to be threatened having you in the room. So when people exclude you, when people don't invite you, when people don't extend opportunities to you, just know you are on your perfect path. It is the hardest road to walk, to be in your power. Nobody wants to know that you didn't get Botox. They're mad about it. What do you mean? I don't believe you. Okay, well, don't be mad that I did the work on my skin every single day for 25 years. And that's why it looks the way it does. And I get up every day and I do the 4-mile walk and I do the push-ups and I do the crunches. There's no shortcut. And when people see you, society will push you further if you promote the shortcut, because this is the sick world we live in. And the world will try to quiet you when you actually put in the effort, because it makes other people feel bad that they don't want to get up at 5 a.m. and do it. And they're seeing you reap the benefits that they want so badly, but they don't want to put in the effort. So if you are not being invited to birthday parties, weddings, all that bullshit, you reach out to somebody, they don't return your call for an opportunity. Thank you. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ. You don't want to be in those rooms anyway. So I love you all so much. Hello, Nova. So love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Daily Dish with Candice Cooper. We're gonna do this. We're back and better than ever, you guys. So let me know in the comments below. Do you love Jeff Lewis? Are you a Jeff Lewis Live fan? What do you think is gonna happen? Let's get a convo going. So love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.